Hello fellow Machinimators, welcome to the fourth installment of my tutorial on making Halo 3 Machinima. This time we're going to focus on acting out sequences of gameplay and then saving them as films. Now I know what you're thinking, where the fuck is Act 4? Just be patient. Alright, so let's say your script's done and your forged sets are completed and saved with easily recognizable file names. The next thing is to create a game type specifically for filming. The filming game type that I've created myself is simply Slayer with most of the options left unchanged except for running speed, which is set to 125%. Running at 100% speed in Halo 3 appears slightly slower than running in real life, so I increased the speed appropriately. Another thing I do is alternate between setting the primary starting weapon as an assault rifle and a plasma pistol, depending on whether or not I want it to appear that a character is holding a lethal weapon. Also, I make it so no players spawn with any grenades, and there's no grenades on the map either, which I'll explain later. I'm well aware that there's a glitch in Forge that lets you run around without holding a weapon, but one, you can only do it in Forge, so that means your characters are limited to having a team color, and two, much like Halo 2, the resulting character stance looks like a cross between a martial arts stance and holding an invisible football. Hey!
Ah! Please don't hit me!
What? Invisible footballs, $10. Come and get them. Fun for the whole family.
The hell? That's stupid.
You're stupid.
What are you doing?
Hitchhiking?
Yeah, I know, but I'm already giving you a ride. Put your hand down.
No! I mean, okay, sure, maybe it'd be cool if your character wasn't holding a weapon in a particular scene, but what do you think is the lesser of two evils? This, or this? Okay, so once you've got your game type created and loaded up along with your Forge set, you've got a decision to make. You have to choose whether to act out your gameplay in Xbox Live, Split Screen, or System Link. Each mode has its pros and cons, so let's go over them. Xbox Live lets you have up to 15 other actors besides yourself, each with their own control and voice should you choose to incorporate voices recorded over Xbox Live headsets, which is not recommended, because it sounds like shit. However, Xbox Live is prone to lag, which can be dreadful when you're filming. Stand still! Fuck! Fucking shit! Another big problem with acting on Xbox Live is that it doesn't let you lower your weapons, which is a problem. This is because the character animation involved in lowering your weapon could be a potential exploit and may be somehow manipulated to cheat online. So what Bungie has done is limited weapon lowering only to split screen and system link, so if an exploit is ever discovered, it's at least limited to local gameplay instead of worldwide gameplay. So you have to decide what the greater of two evils is, not having any online assistance, or having everyone in your machinima pointing their guns at each other's faces. Hey, what's going on?
Dude, you want to point that thing away from my face?
Oh, sorry.
Well, come on, at least look at me if you're going to talk to me.
Okay.
Fuck, cut it out.
You're doing it too!
What's up?
Ah,
Jesus
what the hell
Christ,
is wrong
point
with
that
you?
thing away.
Don't shoot me!
Split screen is the mode I use for a number of reasons. I have complete control, there is no outside influence that could destroy a scene, there is absolutely no lag, and I'm able to lower my character's weapons. This of course has its cons, such as having to control 4 players by myself, which can be quite difficult, but the cons are outweighed by the benefits. This is the mode that works best for me. System Link also lets you lower your weapons, but only necessary if you're planning on having more than 4 players in a scene, and it helps to have a friend handy to help you out, which may be an issue. Let's say hypothetically you went with split screen mode. One of the first things you want to do is lower your character's weapons. For each player, press and hold down left bumper, right bumper, left analog stick, A, and down on the D-pad for 3 seconds until you see the player's weapon lower on screen. When I say press down on the left analog stick, I mean press it in as if it were a button, not just tilt the stick down. Players in this state can press Y to switch between their 2 weapons and they will stay lowered. In fact, there are only 3 ways to raise your weapon back up, and those are meleeing, firing, and throwing grenades. Meleeing to raise their weapon will result in a jerky, aggressive movement when viewed from third person. Firing will result in a calm, raising movement, but you'll fire a few rounds, obviously. Throwing grenades is pretty self-explanatory, but If you press the grenade button without carrying any grenades, you'll raise your weapon calmly without firing or throwing anything. A thing that machinimators like to do is head bobbing, which I don't care for unless your machinima is a comedy. Then the exaggerated head movements when talking to one another is understandable. Otherwise it looks pretty iffy. When you talk to your friends in real life, do you bob your head up and down like a chicken? No. Typically when I'm acting out gameplay, I reserve any head movements for more physical actions, such as yawning, coughing, sneezing, and spitting. And yes, I'm aware that it makes no sense that characters in Deus Ex Machina have spit on several occasions despite the fact that they wear helmets. So shut the fuck up and stop bugging me about it. A lack of head bobbing also saves time, since you can just sit the camera on one player's face, then on another player's face, and edit a conversation as long as you want between those two characters with just that footage alone, because you're not recording any line-specific head movements that don't sync up with any other lines of speech. During action or special effects sequences, remember that unlike Halo 2, you only need to act out things once, because in theater mode you can rewind the film and get as many shots from different angles of the same moment in gameplay as you want. One last thing. Unless you've got gravity turned way the hell down, try and avoid jumping. It looks kinda stupid. Think about it. Picture a guy, like a real guy, jumping into the air as high as he can, and compare it to this. I mean, sure, it's great for gameplay, and that's what matters at the end of the day, but in terms of realism, when you compare the two, it's a little bit, you know? Anyway, that's all I have time for. Sorry, folks. The next installment will cover any gameplay acting tips I forgot to mention this time around, and will focus primarily on the camera in theater mode, one of the most crucial parts of a successful machinima. Thanks, guys. Later.